Welcome back, everybody, to a brand new episode of Inside the Dome. I'm John Dodaro, and I'm joined with Carlin Jacob, as always. Brand new week. We got one more big Under the Lights episode before the football season officially starts. So this is going to be the last Under the Lights, I would say, on a weekly basis. And then it will be very sporadic, I would say, from here on out in terms of when we do these episodes. But we got a lot to talk about. So much has happened literally today. A lot's happened the day we're recording this. So there is a lot to talk about here. But Carlin, it is a brand new week. We got a lot of stuff to record this week. How are you doing today?
I feel like crap.
Oh no. What
I'm
happened?
Sick.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. It's the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah.
Hey, we hope you feel better. But I know one thing that can cheer you up. The Pittsburgh Steelers can cheer you up because the Pittsburgh Steelers have done a lot of things over the past week. A lot of it being today on Tuesday. The roster cuts are official for the Pittsburgh Steelers and what they did. But before we get to the roster cuts, because I have a lot to say when it comes to the roster cuts, I want to talk a little bit about the preseason game for the Pittsburgh Steelers and what they did. They played the Panthers. We previewed this last week, so I'll just say a little bit of what happened in this game, nothing more. Steelers won 19-10. That's a positive. Steelers won. That's always a good thing, even though it's preseason. They finished preseason being 2-1 overall. Mason Rudolph threw a terrible pick, but other than that, he was 6 of 8 passing. Really did not do a lot today. Not very good. Skylar Thompson, though, probably played himself onto the team. Went 11-13, 152 passing yards and 1 passing touchdown. We'll get to the final roster in a bit, but he played really good. Logan Woodside didn't play good enough. He got cut already. Trey Sermon was the leading rusher. Wasn't enough to stay on the team. Jaylen Warren got to play. Fumbled the ball. Slipped twice. Gotta love Jaylen Warren. Not a great start. Only time he played in preseason. Other than that, Caleb Johnson averaged 4.8 yards per carry. Scotty Miller had a 53-yard reception. Earned himself a spot on the team. We'll get to that. Nothing else crazy. The big thing was on defense was that Derek Harmon got injured, and he was being carted off at one point, but he should only be out for a couple of weeks. So I don't even think they put him on the IR slot yet. So that's about it from the preseason game. It wasn't too eventful. Some starters got a chance to play. Aaron Rodgers didn't get to play or anything like that. So still a lot of unknowns for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have our big prediction series dropping next week. I've already went through and did my predictions, so they're ready to go. But really, it's so tough with the Pittsburgh Steelers and what they're going to do. So who knows? We'll see with them. Let's get to the roster cuts. If you follow me on the Inside the Dome Twitter, I was not happy. I made a post. Over 50 people liked it about Beanie Bishop, the WVU legend, Beanie Bishop. And I say that about just about every West Virginia player out there. Even got the hats. I got the hats. I got everything. West Virginia. I'm a full-blown Mountaineer. And I was very sad when I saw who made the team and who didn't. I think a lot of it was expected, except the defensive backs. This was puzzling. So, here's who's made the team. Joey Porter, obviously. Jalen Ramsey, obviously. Darius Slay, obviously. Brandon Eccles made the team, and he was brought in during free agency. I think that was expected. But in terms of corner, the last corner to make the roster was Dante Kent. And I bet a lot of you are probably like, who on earth is that? Dante Kent. I don't think I've said his name once during the preseason series. And the reason why is because he didn't even play in the preseason series. Didn't play a single game. He's been out with an injury. And he made the team over James Pierre, who's a very good special teamer. and over Beanie Bishop. Beanie Bishop didn't make the team. I am pissed off about that. I am fuming about that. I don't get it with this. I mean, he had 4 interceptions last year, which is more than most people, especially people in the Steelers. He's still very young, only 25. He is a bit undersized, but I think for a first season, he did very good. For being undrafted, earning his spot on the team, he had a very good start. But I honestly think the Steelers were out to get him ever since he started doing good. Because when Cam Sutton came back last year, they benched Beanie Bishop, and that was that. Cam Sutton came in and played terrible. Then in the offseason, they signed Brandon Eccles and they signed Jalen Ramsey, essentially making it nearly impossible to extend or to keep Beanie Bishop. So I feel for him. I really do. And here's the thing. Because even if Beanie didn't make the roster, then maybe James Pierre did because of his special teams. He didn't make the roster. Corey Trice is on IR. That's where he loves to live at, on the IR. So for a team that has a pretty old Darius Slay, a getting older Jalen Ramsey, you ideally want to have some depth at corner. When looking at this, your depth, other than Brandon Eccles, is Dante Kent, who's been injured, and Corey Trice, who's on IR. There is a chance they could get James Pierre back, but that's a chance. That's nothing being a guarantee. But Beanie Bishop had a great first season. A lot of people are upset that he didn't make the team. I just think when injuries came into play, Beanie Bishop could have been used. And now anybody can take him right now. He could be lost forever. He could be a Cleveland Brown, and I could be disappointed. I was so close to getting his jersey, too. I was so close. And now he's gone. I'm so sad about it. My man, Jakey, Carlin, what do you think about Beanie Bishop? Are you as sad as I am about Beanie Bishop being gone?
No.
Man,
I
why?
I I I don't know. He was a great player. I don't know. At the end of the day, I respect whatever the Steelers do.
Hmm.
I don't really have a choice. I mean, I'm not in the front office saying what is happening. I'm sure if John was in the front office, he would have probably let his outrage out by now. But it's like the same thing with Sanders. Like, I really didn't care. If we drafted Sanders, we drafted Sanders. I
Doug
mean, at the end of
Shador.
the yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this team does what this team does, and
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
really have no thoughts. It might be a great decision. It might be a horrible decision. I will say last year, obviously, he had those 2 picks against Aaron Rodgers, which Aaron Rodgers never throws picks. It's very rare. And for a rookie to pick him off twice in the same game. Pretty awesome, though, that Beanie got those balls signed by Rodgers. That's a class vet move.
That
Um,
is.
but I don't really have many thoughts on this. I thought it was going to happen, and I knew you were going to have your little outrage moment. But you're not screaming in my ear, so I don't think you're as salty.
I've cooled down. Let's say that. I've cooled down a little bit because it happened hours ago. I could be a whole lot madder. I could be. I've kind of got my energy out that way. I'm sad. Let's just say that. Mainly, if here's the thing: if Beanie didn't make the roster, but like James Pierre did, and Corey Trice was healthy, I can understand. The problem is that I feel like if Darius Slay goes down for an injury or something like that, I'm a bit nervous because yeah, Ramsey can move outside. Um, Brandon Eccles can move into the slot. But if someone else goes down or anything, I don't know what they do. I don't know if I trust Corey Trice that much. And Dante Kent, I haven't seen a thing about. So, a lot of gambling going on with Dante Kent in particular. He's a 7th round pick from this past draft. So, he hasn't played a single snap in the NFL. And they chose him over Beanie Bishop. That's where I have more of a problem. I would have kept Beanie Bishop over Dante Kent. I probably read about like 10 Steelers predictions in terms of the 53-man roster. I didn't see a single one that had Dante Kent on the 53-man roster. That's where my problem is more than anything. Beanie, if you're going to go anywhere, don't go to the Browns or the Ravens or the Bengals. Go anywhere else so I can still support you. I'm very sad about that. I really am. Other than that, everything else was pretty expected. Quarterbacks, they're keeping 4. with the intention, I believe, of Will Howard going to the IR. So Skylar Thompson stays on the team as the third string quarterback. Running back, it stays with Jalen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell, and Caleb Johnson. I thought maybe Trey Sermon could have made the team, but guess not. Wide receivers, they're only keeping 5. Calvin Austin, DK Metcalf, Scotty Miller, who earned himself a roster spot, Ben Skoranek, and Roman Wilson. Really not that exciting, in my opinion, unless Roman Wilson and Calvin Austin step up. Tight ends, it's very expected. Pat Freiermuth, Johnny Smith, Darnell Washington, Connor Hayward. I think we all expected those 4, Hayward being a good special teamer and fullback. O-line, the starting 5 is normal. Some other guys that got on were Calvin Anderson, Spencer Anderson, who else? Ryan McCollum, Andres Pete are the 5, or they are the backups to the Broderick Jones, Saul Malo, Zach Frazier, Mason McCormick, and Troy Fatanu. So those are the backups. D-line, Benton, Yaha Black, Yaha Black is the rookie. Daniel Iukale, I believe that's how you say his name, made the team. Derek Harmon, who's the other rookie who's hurt. Cam Hayward, Logan Lee made the team. Good backup long snapper. Isaiah Loudermilk and Ezezi Otomewo made the team as well. Linebackers, Carson Bruner beat out Mark Robinson, so Mark Robinson is no longer on the team. Bruner was a 7th-round pick, I believe. Malik Harrison made the team. Nick Herbig, Alex Highsmith, Cole Holcomb, Patrick Queen, Zach Sawyer, TJ Watt, Payne Wilson. I think that was also very expected for the most part. Maybe Mark Robinson could have made the team. Somebody just quoted the tweet I did for Beanie Bishop, and the person said, "My mother is beside herself over this." People's mothers are besides themselves over the Beanie Bishop being cut decision. I'm not the only one that's outraged. I'm not the only one. 64 people liked it, so other people agree. I'm very upset about Beanie Bishop. That is the main takeaway from the roster cuts. So, unfortunate, but we support our Steelers. I'm wearing my Joey Porter jersey for this because this episode should be on YouTube. So, this is the last of the jerseys I have left for the Steelers that actually play. My other ones are Najee Harris and Juju Smith-Schuster. Unfortunate. Let's move on from the Pittsburgh Steelers, though. The Commanders and Terry McLaurin came to an extension. 3 years, $96 million. Terry McLaurin is signed long-term, getting $32 million a year. The saga is finally over.
You know what this proves?
What?
Request a trade, get paid. Except
Yes.
Micah Parsons.
Except Micah Parsons.
Trey Hendrickson, he wanted paid. He wanted traded, he got paid. Scary Terry wanted traded, he got paid. Jacoby Myers requested a trade.
We'll see.
Didn't he get paid?
Not yet.
Not
He's
yet.
still
But
requesting.
Request a trade, get paid. Unless you're in Dallas.
Unless Jerry Jones is the guy with the pocketbook. It's a good deal for the Commanders. When I was making my picks for our prediction series, I took that into account that Terry McLaurin was on the team for good. So it's a big weapon for Jane Daniels to have him and Deebo Samuel as receivers. So Jane Daniels, you're back to being good again, hopefully. Great signing for the Commanders and for Terry. But then again, it's like they essentially gave in to what Terry wanted. Terry wanted over $30 million. The Commanders didn't. The Commanders caved in to Terry. So like Carlin said, if you want to trade, you get paid. Also, Trey Hendrickson got paid, but he did not get paid an extension. He essentially got paid a pay raise for this season. He will still be a free agent for next season. So he essentially will play this year. He's getting paid a lot more money for this season, but he will be a free agent next year. So they signed him, but not for the long run. So slightly different compared to what happened with Terry McLaurin. Jumping out of order here on my list because kind of mentioned a few things. Jacoby Myers requested a trade. He's the top wide receiver for the Raiders. He is being underpaid for his value. but I bet he saw what Terry McLaurin did and is going that route. It's a very successful route when you look about it. What else? Micah Parsons requested a trade. Nothing has happened yet. During the preseason game, he was laying on the trainer's table, looking like he didn't really care. I don't know. I think the head coach had some words for him. So Micah Parsons is still holding out. That'll be the thing to watch over the next week, really. Um, that's about it there. Kenny Pickett. Did you have a Kenny Pickett jersey? I can't remember. I don't think you did.
No.
No. Well,
I never believed in Kenny because I don't like when this team, the Steelers, draft like the hometown guy. I wasn't a big fan of the James Conner move. I wasn't a big fan of this just because Kenny, because he had so much expectations to do well in this city that if you screw up a little bit, you're done. So I always went in like with low expectations. If they did horrible, then I'd be like, oh well, move on, you know.
yeah.
And if he
Kenny.
did well, I would have got a jersey for sure.
Yeah.
But
I bet a lot of people bought jerseys for Kenny after year one. At least you can put Rodgers over the Pickett.
I will always remember the day after we drafted Kenny. I went to the Steelers draft party, and he was there. And I have a picture on my Snap memories. There was a guy in a Kenny Pickett jersey that day, the day after this man got drafted. I will always remember that. Shout out to that guy. I wonder how you feel about Kenny Pickett now.
I always remember the clip of Kenny Pickett riding the steel curtain at Kennywood. I don't know. They did that when he got drafted. But the reason why we mentioned Kenny Pickett, because he is on his fourth team going into year 4. Kenny Pickett has been traded to the Raiders. The Browns no longer want him. So in 3 years of playing, Kenny Pickett spent 2 years with Pittsburgh, 1 season with Philly, where he won a Super Bowl, an off season with the Browns, and now going into this season with the Raiders. Now, I don't think this is to say that Kenny Pickett was the 4th best quarterback on the Browns. He probably could have been their straight up backup to Joe Flacco in terms of ability and ready to play. The thing is that when you have 2 rookie quarterbacks, you don't really want to cut one of them or keep 4 quarterbacks. So Kenny Pickett was kind of just in a bad situation. Last week, I talked about the Browns and their quarterbacks, and I kind of gave out 3 scenarios on what they could do. Scenario number 1, I think, was my favorite, and that's what just happened here. Kenny Pickett gets traded. Dylan Gabriel's QB2. Shedeur Sanders is QB3. That's exactly what happened. And honestly, going to the Raiders is a great fit because Aiden O'Connell just got hurt, and I don't think they really like Aiden O'Connell down there. So he's the straight-up backup to Geno Smith now, so at least he's a backup somewhere. So he's in a good location. He didn't get traded because he sucks. He got traded because he was just in a wacky situation in Cleveland. They had 4 quarterbacks as well as a potential Deshaun Watson return at some point. So Kenny Pickett, I hope it goes well in Vegas, but I hope you don't dethrone Geno Smith because he's my guy. WVU legend as well. But in terms of the Browns quarterbacks, it will be Joe Flacco starting, Dylan Gabriel QB2, Shedeur Sanders QB3. Do you think we'll get to see Shedeur Sanders play this year? Do you think we'll see him play? I don't know.
Yeah, because I expect the Browns to do horrible. You know what's funny?
What?
Sorry, I am very sick. I am dealing with stupid allergies.
Allergy season.
I went to that Atmore Long concert. Check out Final Verdict on TikTok and X. I have a video of that. But he walked out with Myles Garrett, and I commented to say TJ better. And people are like, no, won't be saying that when we're the best team in the league this year. That's very funny. Not even as a Steelers fan. As an NFL fan, that's pretty funny. Now, granted, remember what this team did with Joe Flacco a couple years ago. That was a couple years ago. And he balled out. He didn't have a fantastic performance, though. And he's going to be playing the whole season. Then you got 2 rookies. Don't think Shador's going to do much. I don't think Gabriel is going to do much for you. I do expect Sanders to play at some point. Whether Joe Flacco gets hurt, or Gabriel gets benched, or Flacco gets benched, I'm assuming they'll throw him out there. And it's probably going to be against the Steelers.
Probably.
That's my best guess is when he'll debut against the Steelers. Probably not in Pittsburgh, probably in Cleveland. That's
I
my
could
guess.
see that.
Or it's going to be against the Ravens or the Bengals. But that's when I expect him to debut. I definitely expect him to be out there this year. And we'll see how he does because he looked pretty good in his first game in preseason. I'm not going to lie. But after that, horrible, especially after I sent John a TikTok, and he can debate this all he wants. But him getting that big sack and running back like 20 yards.
Yeah.
Oh, your mic got really loud. Like that did not look good. He should have just threw the ball away, but he's a rookie. So you kind of get away with things. And obviously he made the team because he has to. But, I mean, this is his year to shine, him and Gabriel. Because technically next year Watson comes back. And one of these three quarterbacks is not going to be on the team. My best guess is Flacco. But you don't know what happens from now and then. So
their QB room is a mess. I will always remember, though, 2 years ago, because that's when Flacco played with the Browns, I will always remember telling you to pick up Joe Flacco in fantasy because I had a feeling he'd come in and make an impact, and you did, and it paid off. I will always remember that. I think how it will go, I kind of said it before, but I think Flacco starts. If he falls off or the Browns fall off, you make him the third stringer. You start Gabriel. Shador backs him up. And then you just start Gabriel. If you don't like him, start Shador. Gabriel gets hurt, start Shador. I don't know. It'd be interesting. I doubt Joe Flacco starts the whole year. What's interesting, though, is you do mention Deshaun Watson. The Browns also do have 2 first-round picks next year. So if they don't like any of their options at QB, they could always just draft Drew Aller or someone who is from Cleveland. So that's also a possibility as well. So there's a lot of options for the Browns QB position. Shiloh Sanders also got released. A lot of people were upset about that, but he was also undrafted too. So it's like, I don't know. He's an undrafted rookie. A lot of them get cut unless they're really good. And Shiloh got ejected in his final preseason game too. I think he threw a punch or something. It was more of a retaliatory punch, not like he just walked up to a guy and punched him. It was more like he's getting pushed and he retaliated. So Shiloh's gone. You put that on the list. So,
yeah,
you have any thoughts?
I really don't have any thoughts about this. I gotta sneeze. But the only reason why it's big news is because he has the Sanders last name, kind of like his brother.
That is true.
That's why these kids are relevant. Now, yes, technically I am calling them a Nepo baby. But
that's fair.
They can prove themselves. I'm not hating on Shador. I'm not hating on Shiloh. But it's always going to be big news because of their last name. And I hope they can separate themselves from that last name or make their last name more worthy of Deion Sanders. Yeah, they got big shoes to fill. But when you think Sanders, in my opinion, you want to think Shador. You don't want to think Deion.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll still think Deion, but I'm talking like the kids growing up nowadays. Like they're going to think of, Sanders. I would remember watching Sanders growing up. And they're going to be like, you weren't alive for Deion Sanders. You weren't there when he hit a home run and scored a touchdown the same day.
I remember that. Yeah. I hope they both do good. I think Shador's got a bigger chance in the NFL than Shiloh. I think there's other avenues for Shiloh. I think he'll be fine in his life. Saints QB1 is Spencer Rattler. That's hilarious. Now, I don't want to disrespect Spencer Rattler because if he earned the job, he earned the job. I don't think the Saints are going to be good this year. It is funny because Arch Manning is from New Orleans. So if he got drafted by the Saints, that's literally perfect. But Spencer Rattler will get the chance. I will just say the Saints are idiots for drafting Tyler Shuck if Spencer Rattler is just going to be the starter anyway. He's 25. He'll be 26 during the season, early in the season. Like, he's a 26-year-old rookie with injury history. not the best tape as well, and you draft him in the second round, he should have been the starter based on that alone. Like, you could have used that second round pick to get a lot of good players to build around Spencer Rattler at most. Instead, you used on a QB that you're not even going to start. So I don't get it. I think the Saints are going to be up there in that Arch Manning talk when we get to the end of the year, unless Spencer Rattler balls out. But then, again, he could have maybe had like a second round receiver or something to help him out. Instead, they drafted a quarterback. They're idiots, the Saints. I think that's really stupid what they did. But I hope Spencer Rattler does well, because none of what I just said is because he's not a good quarterback. They didn't have a great year last year. He's got a chance. Hopefully he does something with it. I just don't think the Saints are going to be good. Commanders traded Brian Robinson to the 49ers. Didn't your sister draft Brian Robinson in our fantasy draft?
She did. She's not thrilled about it.
Man.
But I will say I saw a good take. CMC is very injury prone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I do expect Brian Robinson to get some snaps. And this Niners team is very up and down. John and I have yet to discuss anything. I'm actually looking at, I was typing a little bit down below of your predictions. I'm not going to say any of them, obviously. We're going to do, for when we do NFL next Thursday, the day the episode drops, we're going to do our breakdown and stuff of everything. But we have MVP, offensive player, defensive player. We're all doing that. So we're going to predict it. So we're going to have more fun. And I was adding a couple more. But yeah, I mean, he's very injury prone. So I don't think it's a bad move. Now, obviously, the Commanders do have a rookie running back as well. That team could shook up. But their ceiling is Super Bowl, and their floor is complete bust. Like, that's how good this Commanders team could be. Running back's going to be a big thing, especially to see how Jaden Daniels does. But yeah, make sure you stay tuned for that episode, because that episode going to go crazy.
Yeah. Start of next week all the way up to Thursday, a 5-day mini-series that will be dropping on Inside the Dome. That will probably all be not on YouTube, I don't think. But stay tuned for that. In terms of the Commanders, their starting running back is Austin Eckler, but they also have Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, who is a 7th-round rookie who has been really good in camp, apparently. They still have Jeremy McNichols and Chris Rodriguez. It'll probably be a very big committee backfield, but we'll kind of see how that goes, because Brian Robinson was kind of the alpha. I would say, if I'm talking to your sister, if I'm talking to anybody else who drafted Brian Robinson too early, try to trade Brian Robinson to the team who has McCaffrey, unless you already have McCaffrey, because if you have both McCaffrey and Robinson, that's just good insurance to have. So try to do that if you have Brian Robinson and you're scrambling right now to get something out of him. So I try to do that. Good trade for the Niners, for the Commanders. Hopefully a running back steps up. I still love Austin Eckler at this point. There were some other small trades, but nothing too gigantic happened. That was kind of the more noticeable one. Preseason games ended last week. No more. Finally, next week it's regular season football. I can't wait. I'm so done with the preseason.
It's going to be beautiful.
I can't wait.
You know what we should do?
What?
We should call that.
What, Cowboys Eagles?
We should call Cowboys Eagles. Because I know we can talk about it off camera. But I feel like that'd be a good way to kick off the season.
Oh, yeah. That'd be fun.
We can discuss later.
Yeah, that's a great idea. More YouTube content right there. I didn't even show you my new room setup, too. I'll show you after the episode. I have a whole new room setup in a way, because you were in here when we recorded in person the other day. It looks completely different now in a way. Really? Little birthday shakeup. But I'll show you that after the episode. That's not a bad idea. I love it. Jacoby Myers, we already talked about him. Micah Parsons talked. Hard Knocks with the Bills has continued. Now, this episode's dropping on a Wednesday. It's currently like 7:40 p.m., so the newest Hard Knocks episode didn't drop. But it is funny just because the Bills roster is out now. So it's like spoiler in a way. So I don't even know what this episode's going to be about, if it's even going to be worth watching, because certain players are cut already, especially KJ Hamler, who was a Penn State legend in my eyes. I say that about everybody that's from a school I like. Penn State legend, wide receiver. He got cut by the Bills. I don't know what episode they'll show that, but I'll be sad to see that. But it's probably not in the episode that just came out today, which is unfortunate. The big news. The news that I knew before anyone else knew.
You broke it to me.
I broke it to Carlin. I
broke it to someone else.
I was the Adam Schefter here. I posted it before Adam Schefter posted it because I went on the treadmill at my gym and I literally opened up Instagram and it was right there, like literally, like it said like 20 seconds ago. And I'm like, welp, there it is. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are getting married.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I was going to say, congrats to them.
Congrats.
I mean, they definitely deserve it. And the NFL's going to get a fat paycheck because of it, man. Bro, I saw my dad just pointed it out to me, too. Imagine being a Swiftie for 20 years. Okay, because she debuted in 2006. It's almost 20 years ago. Imagine being a diehard Swiftie since 2006. And Adam Schefter broke the news to you. Imagine. Or imagine a non-Taylor Swift fan breaks the news to you.
Yeah, man. Follow Inside the Dem Twitter.
My guess is they're going to get married next fall. But the more important news, because they are getting married, but this also probably means this is definitely Travis Kelce's last season. For sure.
Yeah. I could really see it being his last season. Like, there's really nothing more to play for at this point. I mean, now you got a very rich wife, too. So there's really not much to play for at this point. I could see this be like his last hoorah in a way. I wonder if I bet the NFL really wants their wedding to just be the Super Bowl halftime show at this point. Just have them walk down the field at halftime. Who cares about anyone else performing? I mean, I think your one pick is Taylor Swift performing in the Super Bowl. That's not your official pick. That's not your official pick.
No, my official pick is Sabrina, which should be dropping around soon. And I actually still stand. I think it's going to be Sabrina. Sabrina is dropping an album actually this Friday.
So my pick is. Let's just look at my pick. My pick was. It's all the way at the bottom of Final Verdict. Post Malone was my pick.
What was Jordan's?
Jordan picked Drake. So
I still think they're all valid options.
They're all valid.
I see. The other thing is I don't see Taylor doing it because the chance of having Travis there. But then again, she has taken back a few steps. And also, I mean, we could talk about this for hours. Mainly, I could talk about this for hours. I want to know how long they've been engaged. I don't think this just happened and they posted it on a random Tuesday because I don't think they would have done that podcast if they weren't engaged.
And Travis Kelce was at practice today, too. So it's like,
well, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying like it could have happened this weekend, but I'm saying like it might have happened a while ago. But I mean, congrats to both of them. That's awesome. The NFL is gonna love the crap out of this man, bro. Their wedding day, it's gonna have somebody post.
Oh my god!
And also, you know how like incredible this movement is for both of them. That post got 10 million likes in an hour.
It will not beat the Leo Messi post on Instagram. It will not beat that.
But 10 million likes in an hour is insane.
Yeah.
I'm happy for them.
It destroyed my feed. Here's a bet I want to make. Do you think in the Cowboys versus Eagles game, they mention it? Do they mention it in a completely irrelevant game away from the Chiefs? Do you think from the start of the broadcast to the end, do you think they mentioned Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce?
Here's what
I'm saying yes. I'm saying yes.
I want to kind of say yes. Here's what I'm doing if I'm the NFL. I want to be like, what were players up to this offseason? And they're going to be like, oh, so-and-so did an Ironman.
That's their excuse
So, yeah. And then, oh, yeah, Travis and Taylor got married.
That's going to be their excuse to, like,
I will say, I hope. Because, I mean, they willingly announced this themselves. That's fine. But, like, at least at the end of the season, they're gonna go away. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, but like everything's gonna be on their terms, you know?
Yeah.
Like if they want to post about it, then the NFL is gonna post about it because Travis Kelce is obviously probably a first round Hall of Famer. But um, they're gonna be able to post on their own terms. We're not gonna have the NFL constantly doing promo on everything. So I mean,
Hmm.
at least you have that to look for at the end of the year. But at the end of the day, congrats to both of them. That's
Do you
awesome.
think Taylor Swift will fly out to Brazil for the Chiefs Chargers game in week 1? That's on a
No,
Friday.
no, and I can tell you, I'll tell you why. She hasn't been going to away games.
Okay.
Mainly because of security.
Yeah.
Now I could maybe expect just because they've known about this game for a very, very long time, and it's the opener. But she normally doesn't go just based on the fact because of how big of a security threat it is.
Yeah. It's crazy. I just love watching the world news and the fact that that was like the third biggest topic. Of like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, the Penguins posted about it, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Like,
MLB posted about it.
it's like, what
You,
connection do they have?
if you're ever bored, by the way, sleeper account the MLB. The MLB posts like the funniest things in the world. They've been posting about the summer I turned pretty. They posted about this. They post about everything except Shohei Ohtani gambling.
That's crazy. I mean, it just shows how many social media interns are obsessed with Swift. But that is how it is. We could
Hey,
talk about that
I mean,
forever.
she's done great for the game at the end of the day, and I'm happy for them. So,
I'm happy for them too. I'm happy. Um, yeah, I'm happy.
but
I'm
ooh,
happy for them.
back to your question. I think they will. If not, they're definitely going to do it on that Friday game for sure.
Definitely the Friday game in Brazil. It'll be mentioned like crazy. Um, Thursday will be hilarious if it happens.
Also,
That'll
if
be
they go to the
hilarious.
Super Bowl, they're going to talk about how they got engaged.
I do think if the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl, it wouldn't be the best thing if Taylor Swift was doing the halftime show. It feels conflict of interest
Like I
in a
said,
way.
I kind of expect her to do it next year. I don't expect her to do it this year.
I could see it next. I could see it when Travis is retired
Uh-huh.
out of the league
Then
because
again, I was talking to my one friend. I never expected her to announce an album on New Heights because it's her boyfriend's thing. Oh, sorry, fiance's thing. You know, but she did it. Why not?
Taylor. Uh, congrats. I love all the Swifty reactions too. Like, oh my god. Like,
Does your
there were
sister have
people.
anything to say about it?
I'm sure she did, but I just like seeing like people like crying for a
Yeah,
billionaire. Like, come on,
it's
it ain't that deep.
but hey,
She's happy and in love. Let's leave it
Travis
there.
and Taylor, if you want to have us at the wedding, we'll gladly come.
If you want to come on our
We
podcast, man, come on.
or invite
We
us to the wedding. We'll make the best content. I'm not even
yeah.
exaggerating, bro.
Taylor Swift.
Imagine,
I listened to your album
and you're gonna listen
and
to the other one.
I listened to it. It's on the final verdict. You can hear a review. I listened. I
and
listened to your music.
and he's gonna listen to the Showgirl album.
I
Can't
was
wait for that,
watching a game show on TV, The Quiz with Balls, and there was a Taylor Swift question, and I got it correct. So
bro.
I
And
come on our podcast, man.
bro,
Come
could
on it.
you know what? If I'm Taylor and Travis, I would invite like 4 couples to the wedding.
And then us.
But I'm saying, like, imagine they invite us. You know how many girls would be in our DM saying, "Hey, can you take us
Travis,
as your plus one?"
Travis, the New Heights podcast is very good. We enjoy listening to it.
Oh
Come
yeah,
on
I
us.
dude, like genuinely, I love that podcast. I
Inside the
love
Dome
watch.
better. But
I love watching podcasts that's like behind the NFL scenes.
yeah, they're very fun.
Anyways, we got so much to talk about.
Let's
Congrats.
move on. Let's move on. MLB, we went to a game last Saturday. Oh my goodness. We went to a game against the Rockies. If you don't follow our TikTok, even though it's a win,
This was your fault.
It was still an L. I did a very cheap bet, $4 bet, but I could have won $6, $7, $67. I could have won that. All I needed was the Pirates to win, a Brian Reynolds RBI, and a Tommy Pham home run. Everything happens except the Tommy Pham home run. Andrew McCutchen hit a home run, and you could have bet on Andrew McCutchen to hit a home run, and you didn't.
Yeah, and you bet on Tommy Pham to hit a home run.
Tommy Pham grand slam.
We both do not have good excuses.
I know, but then again,
but they
you at the
casino. They swept the Rockies, and they lost brutally last night. Andrew Heaney on the mound last night did horrible, bro. He let up like 4-5 runs. He got reassigned today to. He got assigned to assignment today, so he's out. But you don't actually have this written down. Bubba Chandler made his debut on Friday night.
Yeah, he did.
He did pretty good. He got the save. He's the first Pirate to make his debut and make a save.
Yeah, and he's like the number one MLB pitching prospect, too. So
and he didn't start the game. He came out of the bullpen, which I kind of expected. But I think he's going to make his way into a rotation. If not, next year. You think about it. Paul Skeens, Jared Jones, Mitch Keller, Bubba Chandler. That's a core 4 starting. There's no reason that this team should be half decent next year.
Bailey Falter could have been in that rotation.
Sorry, Bob Nutting owns the team. Never mind.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing. If they can get some bats, I think they can maybe be half decent. But we just know this trend. It's very, like, it's hard to get excited for the Pirates. It really is. But at least they won. But I was probably the one person in PNC Park that was not happy when they won. What the heck? Oh, that's hilarious. You want to say what that is? That's worth saying on here. You just sent me something. Funny meme.
NFL memes. Travis Kelce's groomsmen at his and Taylor Swift's wedding, and it's the refs.
Oh, yeah. Travis and Taylor are definitely going to invite some referees to their wedding. I mean, easily. Easily. But, yeah, Pirates, they're not officially out, I don't think, of the playoffs. But they're probably out.
They're winning right now, 5-0.
There you go. Are they back? Do they have one more push in them at this point? I don't know. I really don't. It's a mess of a team. Anything else in the MLB that I don't know about? Because I don't follow the MLB that much right now. Until playoffs.
I don't think so off the top of my head, honestly. Sorry. I don't think so at the top of my head. Obviously, playoffs are looming around the corner. September is the last month of it, and then we hit playoff baseball, which we'll be doing our predictions for that. Can't wait for that. And we're probably going to call a World Series game or two. Especially if the NLCS or the LCS goes into Game 7, we'll definitely call that because those are fun games to watch.
Let's clarify that.
I called the game.
Yeah.
And John is the caller for the game.
I will sit on the side while Carlin speaks about everything.
But we will do predictions for that. You might not see them, but there definitely will be a World Series episode. Because I'll make John watch the World Series. Because the World Series is fun. It's gotten better over the past few years.
Unless there's a game on the same day as football, then no.
Normally it's not. They normally stray away from it.
Then that means you have to have your games on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Every other day there's football.
It might be Saturdays, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturdays, yeah.
College football reigns supreme. More on that later. But unfortunate.
Backyard Brawl. It's like in November.
Backyard Brawl, man. I can't wait. Oh my God, I can't wait for that. That's it for the MLB. Nothing with the NBA or NHL. This is the dead period for those two. Probably nothing regarding them for a while, I bet, on this podcast. So yeah, unfortunate for that. WNBA, there were a tiny bit of things. If you're a Caitlin Clark bandwagoner, she's still not playing, but she did get a new Nike logo. I don't know how big that is for women athletes. I don't know how many female athletes have their own Nike logo, but she got hers. So if you're a Caitlin Clark bandwagon, you can go and buy her merch. So have fun with that. They're actually playing right now as I watch without her. They're in a commercial break. But they're still a little over 500 right now, or 500 exact, depending on how the game goes. A little shout out, though, to the other really good player. Caitlin Clark was the rookie last year. This year, the pretty obvious rookie of the year will be Paige Beckers. She had, she tied for the most ever points for a rookie player in WNBA history with 44. 44 points she had. She went 17 of 21 shooting, 4 of 4 from 3 points, 44 points. I was able to watch from that game, but she lost by 1 point too. Kelce Plum with the game winner. But honestly, Paige Beckers could be having a better rookie season than Caitlin Clark. Some people could make an argument that she's a better player than Caitlin Clark, but not enough people are talking about it. I just said it right now. So that's about it, though. I wanted to shout out Paige Beckers. Carlin, while I was saying that, you were cheering about something on your phone. I am very curious to know what that was.
We
What
won,
was it?
John. We won.
Who's we?
Cracker Barrel is restoring their old logo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
I love how
Okay.
this is making Beyond the Dome news. But I
Inside
mean,
the
it is
dome.
inside the dome. I mean, it's pretty big news, honestly. But uh, I did hear. Congrats to Paige Beckers. That's awesome. 44 points tied for most ever by a rookie. I am excited for WNBA playoffs. That league is growing more and more fun each year. I mean, obviously the Fever are doing well, and is there hope that Clark comes back for the playoffs?
um, if the playoffs start in September, I think it's be really tough because she's like slowly being ramped back into play. So chances are really slim, I think, and I think they're also going to proceed with caution too. So
Shout out Naomi.
shout out Naomi. I think it's really a toss up at this point. They're all wearing Caitlin Clark's logo. They're all wearing shirts of her. That's the definition of glaze right there. Uh, Plus Taylor Swift and Caitlin Clark are friends, so they both know what that's like. Um, yeah, Cracker Barrel. Yeah, they're back. They got their new logo.
Bro,
Everyone was mad about it. Even Democrats were mad about it too. Like it wasn't even conservative outrage. Like the Democrat page on Twitter like said we don't like the logo as well or
I
something like
mean,
that.
here's the thing, right? I low key hot take. I love Cracker Barrel food. They have good food. Now, saying that, John, when you go to Cracker Barrel, do you go for the experience or do you go for the food?
I go for the food.
I mean, okay, let me put it this way. It has a fun, unique experience, like walking through the store. Like they're trying to
Yeah.
get you to buy things walking in. They have the little peg game at the table. The food comes out fast. Bro, I
Yeah.
sometimes go get food there and it's 5 minutes. And I'm like, uh-huh. Like I'm so confused. But yeah, that's great news for everything.
I love Cracker Barrel. I love the nostalgic feel with Cracker Barrel too, so it's good to see the logo back. Everyone was mad about it. Not
You,
anymore.
you want to jump down to WVU real quick?
Yeah, we'll go WVU first before we end off with WWE stuff. WVU, their season starts this week. We'll briefly talk about it in the college football episode, though we won't predict their game because they're playing RMU, who is not ranked, and WVU is not ranked either. They play RMU this week. I'm really excited. I will be watching that while I watch Penn State and probably the ending of Ohio State, Texas. So I can't wait to watch WVU play again. I'm really excited to watch their games, especially with a very different team compared to last year. A lot of transfers coming in, mainly because of the hire of Rich Rodriguez. Neil Brown is no longer there. So a whole new team comes in. I can't wait. They should beat RMU, but I'm excited. If you're a Pittsburgh person as well, since RMU is a Pittsburgh school, Pitt plays Duquesne week 1. So that's going to be a little battle of Pittsburgh right there. So I'm excited to watch that too, if possible. But shout out to WVU. They're also no longer playing Alabama in 2026 and 2027. I think a big reason is probably because I don't know when we talked about it, but the SEC, they're having 9 in conference games going forward. So I bet that's probably a reason why they can't fit this game in. So as a WVU fan, I would love to see them play Bama, and even if they got killed or maybe they had an upset, would have been cool to see. So I wanted to mention that too. But good luck to WVU. I'll talk a little bit more about them in tomorrow's episode. WWE. I love talking WWE because there's
Before
always something happening.
before we talk about WWE, can we talk about the Raja Jackson so we don't end on like a
Yeah,
sad
let's not
note?
end on the bad note because I do have it down. About a couple days ago, there was an incident at an independent wrestling company called Knock X Pro Academy, I believe it is. And the only reason why I even have this on is because that academy, I believe Rikishi is a part of it, who is the father of Jey Uso and them. And I think, I can't fully verify it, but WWE has a new ID program where they essentially work with indie promotions. And I think they were working with this promotion too. So there's some WWE connection to this incident. But there was a storyline or something, I guess, that involves Psycho Stu, who is the name of the wrestler of Stuart Smith. He's just an indie wrestler, and the son of an MMA fighter, Raja Jackson, who I think is also an MMA fighter. And I guess there was an angle where he was going to go into the ring and do something, but he decides to take down Psycho Stu, punch him legitimately 20 something times. The ref in the ring is doing nothing. I don't know if he thinks that this is a work and like he doesn't know what to do, but eventually wrestlers come in and take Raja Jackson off of him. The video's online. I highly don't recommend you watch it. But I mean, this is one of the worst things I've ever seen in pro wrestling. Really. Because, I mean, I know these indie events too. Like, I've been to some of these really small ones. And, I mean, this was dangerous, in my opinion. Like, it's scary. Psycho Stu's okay. Like, he's awake. He's still in, like, critical care. But, like, he's gonna be okay, I think. But, like, that was really scary. That really was. And there was no reason. Like, his dad tried to defend him or something. Like, there was no reason for Raja Jackson to like do what he did to punch
The
him that many times.
the defense was for what was caught on stream earlier, where the wrestler who ended up in the hospital said something to him, or he threw the beer can at him, and he was like, "That was for
Yeah.
earlier." But then he apologized on camera an hour later, saying, "Oh, I thought that was one of their cameras, so I thought it was a work." And this was hours before the event. And he still did what he did.
Apparently Raja is a streamer on Kick. And I guess there were like people commenting too, like after the apology, like you're gonna take that or something as well. But in my opinion, that's just straight up assault. I don't want to call for people to get arrested, but if he is not charged with anything, then what are we doing here? That was literally assault in pro wrestling. He could have killed him. That was really scary to see. Hopefully, the police do something about that because that was probably one of the worst things I've ever seen happen in a pro wrestling ring. So, I do just want to mention that. Really sad to
Yeah,
see.
not good.
Let's go to WWE now, though. We don't want to end on that note. Some big news happened, and I don't think we talked about any of this last week. I think we mentioned WrestlePalooza as a potential thing, but it's now official. WrestlePalooza, which was an old ECW pay per view, it will take place on September 20th on ESPN. So it was announced, and I know we talked about ESPN and WWE, but that was supposed to start in 2026. They are fast tracking it to start now. So every pay per view or PLE after Clash in Paris will be a part of ESPN in their new streaming app.
Now,
And
is
what are you
that
going to say?
is that including Survivor Series? Because I swear they announced that was going to be on Peacock. Unless they're
No, yeah,
changing
it
things.
includes Survivor Series. Every PLE going forward will be on ESPN. The only thing that will not be is Saturday Night Main Event going forward, which there was a new one announced at the beginning of November. But yeah, every PLE after Clash in Paris will be on ESPN. People are confused. Like, what do we need? Because there's the $30 per month option, which no one wants to do. But then it's like if you have certain TV providers, you'll be fine. If you have like a Hulu and Disney package, you'll be fine. If you don't live in the United States, you'll be fine because you just need Netflix. So As a YouTube TV person, I don't know yet if I'm fine. I better be fine, or I'll be coming to your house to watch those PLEs because I'm not spending 30 a month to watch a PLE. No chance in hell I'm doing that. Um, it's a mess. It's kind of a wait and see, but it is crazy because to watch WWE, for Raw you need Netflix. This is as a US viewer. For Raw you need Netflix. For NXT you need the CW. For SmackDown you need the USA Network. For Saturday Night Main Event
In the
and the
US, you need
library.
USA Network.
What was it?
In the US, you need USA Network.
Yeah, this is all for the US. If you want to watch Saturday Night Main Event or look at the library for all past WWE stuff, you need Peacock. And if you want to watch PLEs, you need ESPN. So it's a lot.
Well, you think about NFL real quick. Okay. Need ESPN.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so let's start up. You need cable. Okay?
You need cable.
Cable. You need ESPN Plus because sometimes they put the games on there. Sometimes you need NFL Network, which your cable might not come with NFL Network, but let's say it does. You need YouTube because this game on Friday is going to be on YouTube. Thank goodness YouTube is free and everything is free for it. Sometimes they have the Peacock exclusive, so you need Peacock.
Thursday Night Football. Amazon
Thursday
Prime.
Night Football, Amazon Prime. That's 6.
Netflix, Christmas.
Netflix, 7. There are so many. It is miserable to watch something nowadays. It's not like, like what channel the game's on, like, what TV do I have to boot up to watch the stupid thing? And I know there's pirating, which we do not condone pirating here on Inside the Dome. But I wish someone would fight everyone on this in the court system and be like, listen, if you are giving the rights to something, you can only give the rights to so many companies, because I feel like this should be illegal on how many systems are paying out, because you're paying so much freaking money to watch something.
Yeah, it's it's stretched out so much. Like the UFC at least has cable or Paramount Plus now, so that's a positive. But it's like it is tough as a viewing fan, like because it's eventually just could become cable. Like all these streaming platforms just could be the new cable. So it's unfortunate, but it also does show like how WWE is entering like that sports region more and more. Like they're getting these NFL type deals, a deal with ESPN. Also, shout out to you saying the Chiefs and Chargers games on YouTube. I didn't know that. So good shout out there.
It's on YouTube, by the way. It's free.
Yeah, it's not YouTube TV. It's just YouTube. So
YouTube. Yeah.
Speaking of YouTube TV, I didn't put it on here, but they're having a dispute with Fox right now. They better figure that out. I could lose some games on Saturday for college.
Yeah, you might not be able to watch one of the biggest games of the blowouts of the week.
Here's the thing, though. YouTube TV always does this, like right before seasons. They'll get it resolved. I think they always do this. It's a yearly occurrence.
Yeah, they do.
They always do it.
You're going to the casino.
Yeah, or I'm going to the casino, or I'm driving to your house. I'm walking in. Oh, yeah. Never mind. Yeah. Okay. Back to WWE now. So yeah, Palooza is taking place September 20th. John Cena will be there 100% at this point, fighting Brock Lesnar. You expect it. Nothing else is confirmed. I bet Cody and Drew will happen at Palooza as well, because he's not fighting in Paris. He's filming Street Fighter right now. John Cena, speaking of him, he will retire on December 13th at Saturday Night Main Event. I was scared until I realized that Saturday Night Main Event will now officially be on Peacock, not on NBC TV. So there will not be ads during his match. So I'm not too opposed at the end of the day.
I will say this. I don't want there to be ads. But, like, if I'm NBC, I would throw it on cable just because, like, everyone would be able to watch it. You know how much money they would make? People who probably do not watch WWE will watch it.
Yeah.
Since it's on Peacock. But then again, we're not going to have ads during the final run, which I like.
I wonder if WWE was even going to put John Cena, though, on Saturday Night Main Event if there were ads throughout the matches. Like
I feel like that's part of the reason why they moved it to Peacock.
Yeah. I wonder how their viewership's been, too. Like, maybe maybe it wasn't like worth it putting it on cable. I don't know, but I don't know all that. Let's predict Clash in Paris. Let's end off this episode with predictions. Um, there are two matches I thought could have been on the card that are not going to be on the card. That would be AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio. That will be on the Raw after Paris, which will be in Paris still. That Monday Night Raw will be in Paris, but they are on the Monday Night Raw instead of the PLE. Solo versus Sami Zayn will be on the SmackDown before Clash in Paris. They decided to just say, screw you, Stephanie Vaquer. You're not getting any match at Clash in Paris. You're going to wait till whenever to get your title match that you won all the way back at Evolution. They could have easily done something quick for Stephanie. They're not. So neither women's world title will be defended at Clash in Paris. And as always, we have a 5-match card. Only 5 matches. Still a good 5 matches. I think you could have had more matches, though. Let's go from the non-title matches to the title matches. So first, Sheamus versus Rusev.
You know what we should do? I was going to say next year we need to start writing down our predictions.
But I do have some of them saved on my notes.
Oh, really?
From the past.
Anyways, continue.
Sheamus versus Rusev in a Donnybrook match. This feud has mainly taken place on Monday Night Raw, but they decided to put their rubber match in a way on a PLE. So it'll be interesting to see who wins this. It should be a good match either way. I'll go first and we'll alternate. I'll take Sheamus here. I think either could win, in my opinion, but I'll take Sheamus to win. This could go either way.
I want Sheamus to win because I want Sheamus to do more than what he's doing.
Yeah. Are you taking Sheamus too?
Yeah, I'll take Sheamus.
I could see Rusev win, but who knows? John Cena versus Logan Paul. This is one of Cena's last matches in his retirement run. He's using one of them on Logan Paul. They've had some nice promo exchanges, especially this past SmackDown. I thought it was really good. So I'm excited about this match. Brock Lesnar could show up at some point at this show. So take that into account. Who do you have winning between Cena and Logan?
I got Logan winning. And here's my reasoning. They need some momentum to build up to Survivor Series. They need something to put Cena in there to make it worthy. And I think it's going to be Logan and Drew joining the Vision for that. And I think this is where it starts.
That's fair.
And I still, I think if the rumors are true at WrestlePalooza, it's Cena versus Brock. I think Logan's going to intervene in that match.
I think, in my opinion, or what do you guys say?
I was just going to say, a lot of people aren't going to like that, but I think that's what they're going to do.
I will differ on you. I'll say Cena. I think the only way Logan wins is if Brock comes out and costs Cena maybe. I just think though Cena's gonna go into a match with Brock Lesnar. He can't be coming off 2 losses. I don't know. Though he could. I think Logan can afford to lose, maybe. But I've Cena winning this one. Give him a win, for goodness sakes. Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed. The battle for the Shula Fala. Gotta love it. It's been exciting to watch. Roman's first one-on-one match since the beginning of the year when he unfortunately beat Solo Sikoa for the Ula Fala. So his first singles match since the beginning of the year. I pick first. I think the only way Bronson Reed wins is if maybe Braun Breaker comes out and interferes. I think Roman is due to film Street Fighter as well. So he could be written off after this match. I'll say Roman wins, though. I could see them maybe write him off after for a bit, but I'll take Roman to win.
With Roman being here, I feel like he would basically want to win, but also it's the same thing, setting up for War Games, just because it's what Triple H has done. I saw it last year. He loves to set up things months in advance for something, and so kind of see Bronson Reed winning here, but I'm going to take Roman.
You gonna join me?
Yeah, and also I'm not going to be surprised if John Cena wins. I feel like the Logan's a stretch, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I think those two matches are almost interchangeable in terms of who could win.
And also Logan Paul beating John Cena as a heel would be massive for his character arc.
Yeah, he could be extra gloaty, too. He really
Lodi a
could.
lot more hateable, and he could be a world champion.
Yeah, I could see Logan beat Cena, but I think that could go either way.
Also, by the way, real quick before we move on, Logan's been in the Royal Rumble. He's been in Elimination Chamber. He's been at Mania. He's been at Money in the Bank. He's been at Saturday night's main event. We're going to count that as a PLE now. He's going to Clash in Paris. He's been at SummerSlam. And he's probably going to be at least at Survivor Games. He's been at 8 PLEs this year.
He's more full time than Roman Reigns
He
at
really
this
is.
point. Yeah, like Logan, I'll give credit where credit's due. Logan shows up a lot more this year, so I hope he stays true with it. Because he's great in WWE. I love him as a heel.
Also, congrats to him and Nina. They got married as well.
Yeah, he also got married,
Congrats.
and that's all you have to say. You don't have to go crazy about it, Swifties. But yeah, congrats to Logan Paul. Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. This has been a nice little feud, highlighted from when Becky Lynch trolled Nikki Bella about her and Cena's relationship. But you pick first here. Who do you got? You thinking? Put you on the spot.
I'm going to go Becky because I feel like this will move over to WrestlePalooza.
Possibly.
And I have a feeling that Lyra could affect this match.
Well, Lyra can't compete for the title.
No, she can't, but she could help Nikki win, and then Bayley helps Becky retain.
Yeah, because Bayley's got the whole split personality going on right now.
You also see that Becky is in hot water for the Ozzy Osbourne comment.
They'll probably die down, but I did hear about that. She mentioned Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, I'll take Becky Lynch as well. She's having a nice run with the belt. I thought Lyra was going to beat Becky Lynch for the belt, but because they're not doing that, I don't know who would beat Becky Lynch, and I don't see that being Nikki Bella. So I'll take Becky Lynch, at least for right now. I'll take Becky Lynch to retain. Main event. Definitely will be the main event now because Cody and Drew's not happening here. I at least thought Drew versus Randy would happen here because they at least teased that, but while Cody's gone. But we're not even getting that. Seth Rollins versus CM Punk versus LA Knight versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. We got the Yeah versus the Yeet versus the Whoa versus the Cult of Personality. So it's gonna be a fun match.
Versus
and
clobbering.
Yeah, clobbering time. This is gonna be fun. I also think this is the easiest match to predict of the 5. I have Seth Rollins retaining. I'd be extremely shocked if he lost the belt this quickly. I think he wins, whether the Vision comes and helps him, or LA Knight and Punk keep fighting each other too much, and Seth takes advantage. I think it'll be a fun main event with 4 stars in the match. I think Seth Rollins retains. This is an easy one to predict.
And also, I could see Roman interfering. I know we always talk about Roman interfering, but Roman obviously knows he's not hurt now. And Story knows that.
Unless they take him out, like Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker take him out.
But we'll see. I'm going to go Punk. Not Punk. Whoa.
Oh,
Seth.
whoa.
I'm going Seth. Because Seth's going to defend it at WrestlePalooza. Or at least down the line. He'll hold it until definitely the end of the year.
Yeah, I got Seth holding it till Mania, at least. I think he'll go long.
He could lose it at the Rumble.
Yeah. I think Cody will lose his belt sooner than later. I think Seth will have a decent reign.
I think Cody could lose that at WrestlePalooza.
I was going to say Clash in Paris if he was going to wrestle against Drew in Paris, but I mean, if it's at Palooza, I could see him lose to Drew at Palooza, and then Drew and Seth could both be champs on Team Evil side at War Games. So that's a possibility. But yeah, we'll take Seth. So I think we only differed once, and that was the John Cena match. So that's it. We're a little over time for Under the Lights. Like to keep it at an hour, a little over, but lots to talk about this week.
College football.
Hand up. Oh,
tomorrow.
Yes. Yes.
We are also predicting. I put this down for you, John, if you want to make your predictions at some point. National championship game. We're going to predict that. of who we think is going to be playing in the
Mm.
game and who's going to win. And I also got the Heisman winner, which is going to be very hard to predict, but
I like
that
that.
is
I like that you
that
added
is
that.
down there too. And I think we should keep doing this from year on year out.
Yeah,
Um,
because when we do our NFL predictions, we have other predictions too, like MVP, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, all of that. Um, so yeah, that's gonna be exciting tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. It could be on YouTube as well. I don't know yet, but I know this one is going to be. Stay tuned tomorrow because it will be the first episode of our weekly college football series. Every single week, we are going to predict every matchup that has a top 25 team in that matchup. We are going to be predicting all those games on a weekly basis. Could have some special guests. I don't know. But, somebody's in that background there. We're
um,
going to be predicting weekly
yeah,
games. It's gonna be so exciting. We do this on a yearly basis. This is our third year doing it. It's gonna be exactly the same, but I think it'll be fun in a way. Might be a few little tweaks here and there. Maybe more episodes on YouTube as well. I want to plan on putting some more on YouTube. So stay tuned for tomorrow. These college football episodes should ideally drop every Thursday. I think we want to try to record every Wednesday. Now, if one of us is busy, we might move it a day. But ideally, every Thursday, college football drops. Ideally, every Wednesday, NFL drops.
except
And
next
then,
week.
except next week, because next week we're on a different schedule with our series I'll mention in a second. But that'll be the ideal schedule for Inside the Dome every Wednesday and Thursday. Our weekly series will drop. And then obviously, if there's Under the Lights, that would be on a different day. But that's not a given every single week. And we always have an impromptu episodes. If there was a big game that happened, we might talk about that separately, especially when it comes to the Steelers. So check that out. So yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow. At the end of the week, going into mainly next week, all next week, leading up to Thursday, will be our NFL prediction series. We'll predict every division, what the records will be in the final episode. We will predict the playoffs as well as individual awards as well. So stay tuned for that throughout next week. Follow our socials, our Instagram, our Twitter/X, that is followed by John Cena, our TikTok, our YouTube, which some of you might be watching on now. We'll try to do more YouTube content, especially with live streams, but I do want to try to get more podcast episodes regularly on YouTube as well. Not all of them, but some of them. Follow that. All that is in the link tree in the link in bio, or just search us up. Follow the final verdict as well for our movie and TV talk. Peacemaker Weekly series will continue as always. So those will drop at the end of every week. So check that out. Other than that, though, thank you all for listening. With Carl and Jacob, I am John Dodero. Have a great day, everybody, and see you next time on Inside the Dome.